Why am I poisoned? Why am I toxic? What? You've got to be kidding me. I'm done. This is fucking bullshit.
What's good, TEPPEN crew? Today I've got something super simple and straightforward for you, but sometimes the simple things, if executed correctly, are the absolute best. We are going back to Akuma today. Let's take a look. So if you've watched any of my streams or you've listened to me rant or play some of these decks on YouTube before, you know that I like to be an aggressive player. I love aggro decks, one that are really about going in and getting in your opponent's face, and that's what this deck is all about. We're going back to Ashura Senku, which if you're not familiar, it basically makes one of your units immune to damage and being targeted, and it also switches their position on the board if another position is available. And it's only 16 AP, which means you can get at least 2 uses off of it in a standard match. So if you've been playing TEPPEN for a while, you know that black and green go really well together. Green having these support style buffing cards, and black just having these really good units that mesh well with those buffs. And you combine that to get in your opponent's face and knock their HP to 0 before they have a chance to even start working on their win condition. And that is what this deck is about. Astalos is great here. He's that 3-cost 1/5 that resonates to give himself an extra point of attack. That's why a lot of these cheap actions are going to be really beneficial. Wall jump, Raging Dust Cloud to put a shield on yourself. Blade Shattering Defense is fantastic. You even get triggers off of the Hatred Reborns, the Psycho Powers if you have them. Bloodbath Frenzy is a great aggressive action. Allows for instant attacks if you need it. Bolt Reaver's Valor allows you to give another unit more attack and agility if you need it. Iris is here to be our battery. Heavenly Kicks Chun-Li can be a monster if put in the correct position, as can Killer Bee Strike Cammy. We have 1 Sibling Memories in here in case we get too low, because you're going to be sacrificing some life from Astalos, Psycho Power, Summon Minions, etc. And we also have Forbidden Fruit in here, which is great because if your opponent doesn't have an answer for Forbidden Fruit, you are about to hit them with the power of a freight train, and that is what we are going to be shooting for today. If you want to try this deck for yourself, here is the QR code. Give it a scan, but we're going to take it for a spin for a few matches right now. So to explain the toxicity meme, there used to be kind of a trend where people talked about these aggressive decks, mainly that focused on flight, and flight is present in this deck, talking about how it is a toxic playstyle. Oh my god, it is the rank 6 player. I'm not prepared for this. Oh man, it's like the game knows I'm recording. 1 Astalos is probably not enough. Okay, this is better. This is quite a bit better. So we'll drop the first Astalos and hopefully we'll be able to get a Summon Minions out. Need to keep in mind Murderous Spikes, but also Dark Destruction here targets everything in this deck. So that is just something we are going to have to keep in mind. I'm expecting a tough hill to climb though. He's rank 6 and I'm just, what was I, A3? I think I've been still in A3. Okay, that is to be expected. Can't do anything about that. No other point in casting anything else at this point. So that one's going to go away. We get our other Astalos here. So we're just going to be looking to buff if we can. We're going to be triggering shields here before too long. Hatred Reborn is great. Means a super cheap Astalos is about to come back for us. And that is what we're going to be shooting for. But we're going to wait. We don't need to get super antsy at this point. But since we're about to cap on MP, we will do it now. Now, I'm expecting this top Astalos to kick the bucket. I don't see, with 9 MP, I don't see any way for him to make that decision for this to live. And I was correct. So we're going to go ahead just to cycle cards. Another Summon Minions is fantastic. So we get a little shield on ourselves. Other Astalos kicks the bucket. We've got Summon Minions, which will get us our second Astalos. But we're going to wait to have a little bit more MP in case we need to buff one of these guys out of range for just keep having Murder Spikes in the back of my mind.
Is that all you have?
So just something, okay, the raw Akuma comes out. The So raw Akuma comes out for that. You don't see that unit being played all that much nowadays. At least I don't.
Preparations complete.
All right, Dark Destruction comes out. Okay, we may be in rough shape here because that is... yeah, actually, we're in really bad shape now. That is it. That is it. Oh, man, I would have loved to have stolen those rank 6 points. Yeah, you're not as unit heavy in this deck as some other ones, so the raw destructive effect there from Mono Black's going to be tough to overcome, but that's okay. Heart Tank. All right, this is a little more. It's a little more my speed. I don't need a top 10 player being shoved down my throat. I can't handle it. I'm not good enough. All right, here we go. We're gonna look to start with Iris. She can get us a lot of value here. I fully expect her to get sealed, but if she does, that is okay. Not gonna be looking to play this Killer Bee Cammy at this point. We're gonna be looking to get us an Astalos, which we're gonna fish, and we will get one. And we have some cheap shields here that will allow us to buff him just a little bit. We'll have to deal with that layer at some point, but we can't do it right now. So he's going to have tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of MP coming out. Forbidden Fruit is great. But we have to keep in mind there's for sure going to be seals going around here. So is it time? I feel like he might be baiting me because he's got enough MP in this situation to seal. So we're not going to do it yet. Okay, he's actually not baiting me. So we are going to Forbidden Fruit because this is going to end up being a race. Because he's looking to just... Which, he's only getting HP buffs on that layer at the moment. So as of now, it's going to be a race. Now, this guy could still get sealed, so that is something we have got to keep in mind. But we got to play the game. We got to get our memory count up so we can get that bonus agility on something. I'm tempted to start buffing this Iris now. We have the tools to do it.
Critical damage sustained. Systems fully charged.
You know what? We're going to go ahead and put this on there, and we can buff up because it won't be able to be targeted at this point.
Throw down your weapons and surrender.
Okay, he's going to give that flight. We are close to having agility, but not quite. This is not the strategy I expected a deck like this to go with.
All right, this should come handy. Time to repair.
All right, we got to get in there, so we need that agility. Not going to be looking to sacrifice any more health, folks. I don't want to put myself into a danger zone, but this should be enough. Yeah, we're good. Close, but we made it. And really, that's all that matters. Danjin. This may not go well for us. As I'm sure you guys are well aware, that's a garbage hand. Alright, this is a little bit better. As I'm sure you guys are well aware, Danjin pops can pop really, really hard. So the shields are going to be helpful here, but we're going to have to get out ahead of this. And like I mentioned before, the shields are absolutely going to help us do that. Give it to another Astalos, which is useful. But we may want to go for the second Iris after this. Alright, the headshot is to be expected. Won't get any mileage off of that, so we're not going to use that yet. I'm thinking we want to save for the other Iris. Lady, that's an unusual choice. See if there's anything we can do to get that Astalos. out of range.
Discipline. Prepare yourself.
Wish I had a shield. But I don't. The extra health is nice, but it may not matter all that much. He is close to having a dungeon proc, which is scary, but we can get a free Assilos if he does something. Alright, we are going to get free Assilos. This matchup is also tough just because, you know, it's a lot of direct damage to your hero.
We're just getting started. Prove to me what you're made of. Prepare yourself.
Yeah, see, that's gonna hurt. Don't have... Yeah, this is gonna be a tough one. We've got Killer Bee Cammy, but I don't know if she's quite enough to get the job done, but we're gonna try. We are gonna try our hardest. Alright, we can get the full trigger off of that if he gives us the opportunity, but he may not. Alright, he is. So we're gonna go for it. We pretty much have to. We have to bet the farm on Cammy. We don't have any other choice. I'm gonna have to make use of these Raging Dust Clouds. For the one that I have in hand, rather. Hey! Glitched it out! Again, it's close, but that's all that matters. Oh my goodness. But anyway, that's the power of aggro. Oh, and that giant killer bonus, so juicy. So juicy. I love them extra stars. Good stuff. So there it is, guys. There's another aggro deck for you. I realize it might seem a little data, and it's not super meta-specific because there are several decks that will generally outpace that deck. But I'm a firm believer that you can get to champion with anything as long as you have a good head on your shoulders. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you want to provide direct feedback on the stuff that you want to see me cover, the best place to do that is in the comments. I do my best to read and respond to every single one. And if you like these videos, liking and subscribing is another way to let me know that you want more of them. I've kind of got some interest in covering a top 5 decks of the expansion in a video for TEPPEN. If that's something you're interested in, be sure to let me know. Again, I love you guys. I say it all the time. I hope you stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time.